Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So as you've seen in the previous video, started prepping the Escort now for applying some ceramic coating from Gtechniq. So today's video, we're going to start getting there to applying the coating, and just first things first though, I'm going to refine some small areas on the paintwork and just enhance the gloss on the actual paintwork finish before putting the coating, just for good measure really, not like it actually needs it. So yeah, that's what I'm going to get on with now, and report back to you soon. Right, so it's all now been just basically refinished on a Roots finishing pad and some Menzona, if I get it in here, Super Finish Plus. Just to give it a nice top edge before ceramic coating. It's just a process. That's all it is really, just to make sure it's all still good, and just to bring that colour up and pop that gloss once we get the ceramic coating on there. But yeah, it's just mainly I don't know really, just a process. But yeah, so now I'm going to apply the ceramic coating. So we're going to go for the Gtechniq C1 and EXO V4. We're going to start getting all that out now, and we'll start getting that applied. Right then guys, so I'm just going to panel prep and then apply the Gtechniq C1 and then the EXO V4. So I'm just going to get onto panel prepping now. So the car's now panel wiped. Sorry, car's now panel wiped, ready to go down. I'm gonna now start with the ceramic coating. So as Grant's freshly fitted these stickers, basically so with this C1 I'm not going to go too close to the sticker. I'm not going on the sticker, should I say. I'm going to go right up to it and leave it be, just because it's been freshly applied. And it's just a safe keep really for me, but with the EXO I will go over the top of that, because EXO is more of a sealant, so it's not as a permanent solution as the C1. So it won't cure harder, and as it obviously it's a vinyl, don't really want to get to a point where the ceramic coating doesn't adhere to the vinyl and damages the vinyl in any way. So as I said, they've freshly been applied, so we don't want anything disrupting them. But yeah, so I'm going to start coating this now, and hopefully I'll talk you through some bits and pieces I'm doing it, and just showing you how it's all sort of done, and get the result once it's finished. So let's go. So this is the applicator you get with the C1. It's very similar to what your missus would use on makeup. It's a lint-free applicator pad. So we're just going to use that. I've got a few more of them. So we'll apply with this and then go 2 coats with a microfiber applicator pad, the EXO V4. Use around Gtechniq do say to you on application to do half a panel before wiping or removing the residue once it's flushed. So, but sometimes you can do a little bit more. So yeah, so let's get to it. So I'm using a clean buffing towel. This is going to follow up behind the Carbon Collective panel wipe microfiber towels. These are actually designed for coatings. So I'm going to use this one and then follow up behind this one. Probably going to need multiple of these to finish off, because ideally when you use when you're doing ceramic coatings, those microfibers become void because of the crystallization of the coating. So really those cloths will turn into, you either bin them or you just use them for other small tasks. Really, it's not ideal to reuse them. Also to note, when coatings are exposed to the elements, you're obviously supposed to put the lid back on the bottle all the time, or after you've tipped what you want out. And along with, sometimes you blow out, well, it's a good practice to blow out the applicator pads just to make sure they're not crystallising, because when they harden up they can mar the finish onto the paintwork as you're applying. So sometimes I've got multiple applicators, so I'll either just swap them, or you might see occasionally I'll blow it out. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's do it. Also, you may have noticed that I've not put on the the side, the batten lights on the side. All varies with different colour cars, etc. So all I've done is to kind of dim the lighting a little bit in here, just with the spotlights, just so it's not so bright. Because sometimes with a dimmer light, a dimmer mooding, like a dusky light, shall I say, sometimes easier to see is the coatings as you're removing the excess when it's flashed. So I'm starting with that at the moment, and then once I've done my application, I may then switch on the main lights just to make sure that all the residue's been left, has been removed. Sorry, I'm struggling to talk this morning. And what else was there? Also, I always kind of find when you are removing the excess, to always kind of go outwards in. And the reason for that being, because when the coatings are on the microfiber as you're removing the residue, sometimes what you might find if you work inwards outwards, this is just my own personal view and preference, when you move inwards outwards, the microfiber, where the coating's a little bit active and there's the excess on the microfiber, I've found, with some coatings anyway, that if you're not too careful, or you're not really paying too much attention, that those that excess from the microfiber, just for any reason, may find itself onto a panel or onto an additional panel that you've not worked to. Got a frog in my throat. So then, got rid of that. So then basically what you then find is, unbeknown to you, sometimes you might walk past and be like, oh, there's an area that I've not even worked on and there's a little bit of coating. Where's that come from? Because I've not worked on that area. So sometimes it's just basically just been a little bit clever. So I'll show you an example. You're working on this section here on the wing. So you've worked up to this panel gap. So you've probably done up to about here. As you remove the excess, you might find, as what I was trying to explain, was the microfiber may have loose residue from taking off the excess. So what you might find is the microfiber, when it's moved, and it does happen, it's just being honest, you may find that excess may have caught the next panel adjacent to it, and you might not be aware of it, and as you're moving along down the panel. So then you'll come to not even realise until you eventually get to that panel that's there. Obviously some coatings, they go off very quickly. So sometimes you'll be like, oh, now I've got to remove that. So all I'm saying, hence the reason to kind of work outwards in, because if you work inwards outwards, you're pushing it, you're potentially pushing it into another panel without actually knowing. So yeah, you'll see that I'll work sort of outwards in. And sometimes if any panels that I can move, like the boot lid or the bonnet, you may see I prop that up just for the same sort of reason, just to not get an adjacent panel that I'm not working on, because sometimes it does happen, we are human, that will occur. So yeah, so let's get on with it now. That was just a little tip. May work for some people, may not. But yeah, that's just from my experience over the years, from what I've seen. But yeah, so let's get on with it now. Right, so basically, I'm just going to show you now, just doing this side of this front wing. So you literally want a tiny little dab on there. And then just literally, just work it up, it's halfway. Oh, nearly stacked it. And then just spread it across, up into the wing, so I'm not getting too close to the vinyl. And then I might just spread it a little tiny bit more across. See how much I've got left. To be honest with you, I think I might be able to do the whole wing. You don't want to apply too much. And then just along the top, avoiding that vinyl again. Just keep spreading. Nice coverage. And then with this Carbon Collective panel wipe towel, which as I said is designed for coatings, and just literally work from outward in. All the way across. So you remove that excess, flip the towel to the other side, clean the side just to remove any more excess, and along the top. And then I'll flip it again, inside out. Always double checking on that side, or on the adjacent panel. And then just work down. Always keep checking your work as you're doing it. You don't want no streaks or cloudiness. That's it. That's it. Right guys, so the C1 is now laid and all down as you have seen. Now I'm going to go into doing applying the EXO V4. You normally have to wait about 3 to 4 hours before starting to lay the next coat on top of the C1, or the EXO on top of the C1. So yeah, let's get on to applying that. Right guys, so the Escort is now all ceramic coated. It's all done, so I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Yeah, it's gone on well. Much more of a, what's the word? Much more deeper gloss finish to it. Very glass-like, being white. But yeah, really happy with it. I'll take you for a little walk around in here and then tomorrow I'll come in, finish a couple of little areas, like just some bits to tidy up, like the exhaust, and just slick the tyres up a little bit and just clean the glass, just to get it perfect before it leaves. I've also ceramic coated the engine bay. It's not something you would normally do, but considering it's been painted really well on the inner wings and down the chassis rails, I just thought it was worth. I had some left over to coat inside there. Obviously, given the fact it's an older car, they're not so boxed in like newer cars, so if it ever does go out in the rain or anything like that, it's just going to go whoomp straight from the underside in there. So it's just a bit more protection from grease and dirt, really. It's just a little bonus. But yeah, I'll give you a little walk around. So I'm gonna keep just the LED lights on it for the time being. Doesn't flicker too bad with this on. But yeah, it's all done. Very happy with it. Given the fact using this light just gives you more of a natural look, and obviously stops the camera flickering too much. So yeah, just a little walk round. So there she is. It's also had 2 coats of EXO V4 just to top it up. The reason for the EXO going on top, so the C1 is more of the base layer, that's the harder layer, and that's what protects it ideally from marring and some scratch resistant properties, and just basically tries to lock that finish in as best as it can. And then the EXO, when that goes on top, it's more of it's a coating, but it's more of a permanent sealant, shall I say. And the idea of that is to help repel dirt, water, all those things that that comes with ceramic coating, all those benefits that everyone sees of where the water sheets, and just makes it easier to wash and dry later down the line. So yeah, the idea of the EXO is just to basically be a further barrier to the C1, and it also brings up a bit more gloss on top of the C1 as well. So yeah, so that's the real reason for 2 products from Gtechniq. So yeah, hopefully I've explained that well. Hope so, we'll see. But yeah, so that's that. So as I said, I'll get her out in the morning. I think we've got some better weather tomorrow. And yeah, get it out in the natural light, and hopefully the sun comes through. I think it's forecast a little bit to come out, so that'd be nice to get it out. And yeah, just show you all how it all looks and wrap it all up. So we'll get till, so I'll move to, so I'll see you in the morning. Morning guys, so yeah, it's the next day now, so I'll get the Escort out for you and give it a walk round. Which is a bit of a cold start this morning, but yeah, sun's out, so yeah, let's get her out. So you can see behind me, the Escort's now outside. I'll just take you for a quick walk round after you've just seen the intro to that. So let's have a quick walk. She's all complete. Really happy with how she turned out. See the benefits of the coating. Just looks really glassy. So much gloss, enrich that colour really well. It's good for the sun to come out. So I left this out last night. This is one of the applicator pads I use with C1. As you see, it's all gone out of shape where it's fully cured. It's a bit of transferring from my glove. It's not dirt from the bodywork at all. But yeah, it's now quite hardened up now. And also I left this out overnight, and if you look at the top of the bottle, it's kind of what it has. It's cured and crystallized. That's how ceramic coating goes off. So yeah, just thought I'd quickly show you that. Best light and your biggest judge is the sun. So to make sure your work's great and it's worked out well, it's always best to get a car in the sun if you can. Obviously, given the time of year now, so it's always, for me, the sun is the ingredient to your work. So I mean, we've got all these lights in here, but that only works so much. So if you can get it in the sun, I always find that's the best tool to have. So yeah, so that's another little tip. So yeah, I didn't really say much, and I walked around. Just thought I'd let you guys see it for yourself and just take it in, really. So what you're looking at when you're out in the sun, when applying a coating, is just to make sure there's no streaks and make sure all the excess was removed, because otherwise you're going to find yourself machine polishing certain areas to remove that excess that has now decided to fully cure. So it's a bit difficult. But yeah, she's pretty much all finished now. I'm going to end the video there.